Before we get absolutely shit-faced, I'd like to remind everybody that this podcast contains two very pissed-up gays with their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content, which we know you love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourselves in, pour yourself a large one, down it, just like us, and pour another, and let's get this going, and let's read between the wines. We're back!
We're back.
After a short break.
Indeed.
And let's face it, we all fucking need it.
We do indeed.
We all need it. But we are back with a bang, shall we say? A bang?
Anytime you want.
Well, we've been given the all clear to breed again. So we're here. And we're here to infect your ears, your minds, and hopefully your panties. But we are back. We're back after a short hiatus, shall we say?
Yes.
A little hiatus. We all need a little break every now and again.
A little pause from real life and everyday stresses of it. You know?
Yeah, well, I don't think that we're any less stressed now than what we were last week, but we're back.
We try our best.
Yeah, we needed a break. My birthday ruined us, shall I say. My birthday absolutely ruined us and ruined me, so I had to have a little brief stint into rehab, let's say, just to recoup, re-energise.
Who knew you could take wine into rehab with you?
Exactly. But anyway, we're here.
We're here indeed.
I fucking lost track of what episode this is.
I don't know. I think we've got it.
You guys know what one this is.
It's the next one in an ever ongoing series. So thank you for keeping.
Yeah, thanks for keeping up
us.
and telling us which one this is, because we always fucking forget. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah.
How's your week been?
Well, it's been okay. It's been good. As busy as ever. As I said, we've had a little break. I feel no more energised than what I did before we took a break, but it's been good. Back to the grind, as we shall say.
Exactly, yeah.
Back to the grind, so... Yeah.
And we have another exciting weekend coming up this weekend as well.
Yes, we do indeed, which is... Well, it's Brighton Pride this weekend. Well, coming. I've just realised our pink light's not on. There we go. We're back now. We'll leave that in.
Excellent.
We'll leave that in.
One for the outtakes.
So we're back, and yeah, it's been an okay week. It's been okay. Weather's pretty shit today, but as we said, we've got lots to look forward to this weekend.
We do, indeed.
We've got Brighton Pride, which is...
Yeah, exactly. A whole weekend of Pride, and we're not marching this time, which...
No, we're not
as much
marching.
as I really enjoyed marching in London Pride.
Not marching, but doing lots of lineups. Lots of lineups. So those that are from Brighton, look out for us. We will be handing out QR codes and condoms. I doubt we'd be holding out. We could get QR codes printed on not on the condom, because that would be unrealistic, but on the little packets.
Wouldn't make them very safe, would
we
they?
could promote safe sex and a filthy podcast at the same time. See?
Exactly. Yeah, keep your podcast filthy and your sex clean.
Well, let's never keep the sex clean, because that's crap, right? But anyway, yeah, back now. Resisted the urge to join that bullshit Threads social media thing that everyone's...
Oh, yeah.
barking about on Instagram. So it's the Instagram version of YouTube. Not YouTube. Twitter.
And it's fun. Well, I'm a big fan of Instagram, and I do use Instagram myself. Only social media I use. I don't really like Twitter. I don't use it. I just find it too much information. So Threads is a thing that, pass me by.
I'm not going to use it. I think it's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's a load of fucking bullshit. But anyway, how has your week been? All good?
Yeah, all good on my side, really. Grateful for the break, but ready to come back and ready to talk filth once more, because I really missed this.
So, shout out. We actually got quite a few now.
We do indeed,
We've racked up quite a few shout outs. So, I think the first person we've got to shout out is Jane, our lovely Jane.
Thank you,
Jane is someone very special that I've known for many, many years and has seen me grow from a irresponsible teenager to an irresponsible adult.
Quite.
And saw me through, from my teenage years to my early 20s through to now my early 30s still. Yeah, I'm still
late
early
20s.
Yeah, we'll go with late 20s, but yeah, we love Jane. And Jane is an amazing human being who is just a wonderful person, a fantastic musician, and just an all-round lovely, lovely lady who has been listening to our podcast and has raved about it, so we really appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
All of her comments, and I don't know you, Jane, but the comments were lovely. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. You're still listening. We haven't put you off.
So to quote a little quote from the lovely Jane, who said, "The show is fantastic and I've really laughed. Was fucking up till 2 a.m. because I had to listen to a new one. When you were talking about otters and tribes, I thought you were talking about the Scouts." Oh, well, that's innocent, Jane, but now you've listened to all these fucking episodes, we're now thinking it's corrupt Jane, right? So
There
now
we
know,
go.
we now know that you know what tribes are, so... Glory holes, I think you also know what glory hole is now. So
you know the rules of being in a gay sauna as well, should you ever find yourself in one?
Yeah, should ever you find yourself in a gay sauna, you'll probably see us there as well, so you won't be alone. But we just want to say, yeah, we love you. Thank you so much for being such a great support. You've known me since I was 15 years old, and you used to tell me off for getting drunk in the club. And then we ended up getting drunk together, so, you know, we evolve, so...
It's easy to forget that we probably also have some straight listeners. We've got quite a few straight listeners.
Yeah, we do.
So,
a lot of,
if anyone has any questions on the terms we use...
Absolutely. But I've got some really great memories of me and Jane, and, you know, some of the escapades we used to get up to. From jumping out of coffins to polishing off knobs at 4am. Jane probably doesn't remember what that means, or what that reference is. However, I'm going to leave it there and leave you thinking, Jane. But polishing off knobs at 4am, if you want to know what that means, you know where I am. That sounds filthy, doesn't it?
It always is on this podcast. Why are we surprised?
But yeah, I can't remember what that is. I'm here to remind you. But yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate the support, and we're looking forward to getting you on. You on the pod. So that's definitely something that we're going to make happen.
We'll answer all your questions live.
Well, yeah, exactly.
In the filthiest way possible.
Well, in any other way. And also, I think we should probably shout out Eleanor and James. Thank you so much for coming to my birthday and making us feel as special as you always do. We really do appreciate it.
We do appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing head and stag do. So I can't be at either of them.
And we are also here to do a live podcast directly from the wedding. You heard it here, IBTW listeners. We're going to do a live recording straight from the wedding. They're going to kill us. She's going to know it's not going to happen.
I'm sure they'll love it.
We're joking, but yeah, thank you so much. We really do appreciate your support.
Hey, if they won't let us go live, let's just invite all of our listeners to their wedding.
Well, there we go.
That's the alternative.
That's another one, right? That's another one. So, but thank you as always. God, I'm sweating already. We need to say a massive thank you to Millie.
We do indeed. Thank you, Millie.
We do appreciate you as well. Thank you so
100%.
much for keeping me grounded. Thank you for the animated birthday card. I do really appreciate it.
It was very on brand.
It was very on brand, and we adore you. So thank you so much.
And I guess I also need to shout out Millie's neighbour Darren.
Yeah, so we do need to shout. Well, what do you mean you need to shout out?
We need to shout
out. Listen, don't hog this podcast. We do need to shout out Darren, who, to quote, said that I'm not just gay, I'm gay.
You're gay.
I tried to say that, Darren, in the most mask way possible, okay? But from a gay to a gay, we're shouting you out and saying thank you so much for listening. We hope you're listening.
Yeah.
I'm going to come and hunt you down and find you and test you on your knowledge of this podcast. So yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I'm not mad at the gay reference because it's fucking true.
There we go.
Fucking true. I'm so gay, my mince even looks at me and thinks, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. But yeah, thank you so much as well. And then I think finally we need to shout out, and this is the big one. Not as big as all the other ones, they're all equally as important. Indeed. But this one I'm really stoked by, and that's the amazing Anna Williamson from the Luana podcast. Our idols actually viewed some of our videos and said that they thought it was brilliant and they loved it and they adore us, which I think is amazing. So I still am creaming my little panties at the thought of that from the queen of pods, well, one of two queens of pods to other queens of pods.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate that, and I was I nearly fell off the bed when I saw that.
Absolutely,
comment, so,
yeah. Hey, maybe one day we'll get our podcast meets their podcast and we'll do a double podcast together.
God,
Can you imagine?
Four-way.
Can you imagine the filth that will be spouted?
It would be very bad. It would be very bad. It would be so much fun, though. It would be so much fun. But anyway, yeah, so lots of shout-outs this week.
Indeed.
Rants, I suppose.
Rants, yeah, that comes next.
I mean, the thing is, there's always a fucking rant in there. But there's one that really fucks me off, and maybe it's not as appropriate today because the weather's a bit shit, right? But it has been something that's pissed me off throughout this week. My God, I'm absolutely dripping with sweat. already. The rant I have this week, and I really fucking hate this, is men wearing flip-flops at the slightest bit of sunshine in the UK. I don't like men in flip-flops anyway, right? I don't actually like flip-flops in general. I don't like anyone in flip-flops. I think they're fucking horrible. I think they're only appropriate in hot climates, i.e. hot countries, not when there's a bit of sun in London. I don't like it, right? And it's always the fucking men. It's always men. The slightest bit of sun, British men bust out the horrible, weirdly shaped, bloody weird length shorts, right?
Yeah.
They're never just like normal shorts. They're always like...
to the knee or below.
Yeah, to the knee or just below the knee. Those really weird lengths, and always, oh my, it drives me fucking insane. It is the most unattractive thing on a man ever, a flip-flop.
I think a flip-flop, as you said, is appropriate at a beach. I would wear them in the house, in my house at most, instead
I don't even wear them in my house. They fucking make me sick.
But there's just something about them. You don't need to wear them out. You don't need to wear them going anywhere outside. Not in London.
Do you know what's worse as well? It's men wearing, I suppose this is more sliders, but socks with flip-flops as well. That really fucking makes me feel sick. Sick. And it's always, it's never like a crisp white pair of socks that are brand new, right? It's always horrible stained fucking flip-flops.
Yeah.
Socks that go with those flip-flops. It makes me feel fucking sick. It is absolutely fucking vile.
There's never in the history of fashion been a right time to wear socks and sandals together.
And it's always those kind of men where the colour of the flip-flop and the colour of the teeth are exactly the same. It's always that stained yellow.
Yeah.
There's never a really nice guy with really nice crisp white teeth wearing a pair of socks and flip-flops. It's always the guys with the yellow teeth. With the yellow sock.
Well, the reason they don't is because they know that's not a good look. Ugh. That's why you don't get attractive people doing it. It's always the ugly munters.
Disgusting, right? And the reason why I rant about this is because it has been on and off sunny, and that's all I've seen. It's all I've seen, and it drives me fucking crazy. So I don't apologise if anybody on this podcast listens to this that wears socks and flip-flops. Firstly, don't. Or socks and sliders, don't. It's disgusting. So yeah, rant over.
Zero need to.
Rant
Zero need.
Over.
Well landed rant.
Oh, another thing I wanted to bring up. This isn't really a rant, right? But we need to talk about Twitter in general. I know we just touched upon Twitter earlier, but X.
Oh, yes.
Changed to X.
The rebrand. Well, I mean, I guess Elon saw us rebrand. He thought, maybe he needs to do the same thing to keep relevant, you know.
Relevant. I mean, I think it's a bit too far gone now. Elon Musk trying to rebrand Twitter. I think he fucked it up by pissing everyone off. So I feel like Twitter's in the mud now anyway. But yeah, massive rebrand to X, right? But it got me thinking, like, it looks now like, I mean, Twitter's always been a filthy place, right?
Yeah,
it's always been a filthy place. We've said this on the podcast before. It's always a disgusting portal for thirsty gays to do free porn videos. Absolutely. Right? But I think now it looks even worse.
Yeah.
I think it looks absolutely filthy. It looks like a porn... Maybe that's why he's done it. Because he knows that Twitter's obsessed thirsty gays now, so let's just turn it into a porn website. Because it actually does. If you even look at the logo, it looks like a porno.
I've seen memes where they've shown it, like, the other websites,
you've got like
porn websites.
XNXX, you've got X videos, and now you've got this that sits there, and it just literally looks like...
But if the shoe fits?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's what maybe it is, yeah. Maybe it's a Elon Musk's way to turn the Twitter sphere into a porn website. Sorry, hit my mic.
Finally legitimising it as a pornographic website for the gays.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's doing. He's giving the gays what they want, right?
Is Elon Musk gay?
No, he's not gay. I don't think so, anyway. I don't think he's gay.
Know.
I think... No, because he's got kids. Oh, I suppose that means nothing, doesn't it?
Means nothing.
I've got kids. But anyway, well, I don't think he's gay, no, but maybe he's secretly harbouring some homoerotic tendencies.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Twitter into a porno, a gay porno.
Oh, there we go.
But anyway, I suppose that can't get my words out. That kind of leads us quite nicely into the subject of this episode, right?
Indeed. Yeah,
so, what with Twitter turning into the massive porn hub that it now is, I suppose we thought about that, and then we thought about apps in general. And I know we spoke about gay apps and gay dating apps in the past, right? We've touched upon them probably nearly every fucking episode, right?
With some of them. Yeah.
We've frisked them, but we've never actually proper molested that subject and gave the subject what we think it needs.
Indeed.
Frisked but not molested.
That's an important distinction.
Well, yeah. I only frisked you. I didn't molest you. Well, we're here to molest the subject and give it a little bit of TLC because, as I said, we touched on it before, but we've never actually spoke about it in general. So
True.
we thought it might be with Twitter turning to X, and keeping within that subject, let's talk about gay apps in general and give it a little bit more of a focus because we've never actually done a whole episode.
No, we haven't. No.
And we probably should, because this is a gay podcast.
There we go.
We're thirsty gays. So we're there to shout about it and give it the attention that it so deserves. So I suppose we, often think of these apps as thirst traps, as portals for all sorts of sexual escapades.
Absolutely.
And maybe just dating in general. So we said, let's talk apps, taps, and thirst traps, spreading the shit virally. As per.
There we go.
So yeah, gay apps in general. So we thought we'd talk about that this week.
Yeah.
So I suppose, well, the first thing to speak about is experience on gay apps, and are they quite what they are cracked up to be in terms of dating, or are they just there for sex?
I think it depends on which one you go into, Thinking back when I was early on looking for interested parties, like the one you would always go to, and again, it's always mentioned every time, especially in the gay world. And it's bad that it's always the app that comes up first when you talk about gay dating app.
Are you talking about Grindr?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's the most well known, right?
But I know there've been more come around since then, and especially nowadays you see kids and younger
kids.
Well, not kids.
Kids on Grindr. That's a bit fucking weird.
Kids to me, people in their 20s, 30s.
Sounds so paedophilic. I suppose you see kids on Grindr. What sort of fucking app are you on?
No, but don't they also now try and hook up with people through Instagram? They could, maybe not Facebook, because I don't think you get that demographic.
But Instagram, and that's not a gay specific app, is it? That's a way, I suppose.
True.
I suppose gay people use it, but I suppose Grindr is an app specifically well known for having sex with people and hooking up with people and meeting up just for that. Do you think that it is a website where you can actually date someone though, and you can actually, form some kind of relationship with someone, or is it doomed to fail?
Personally, I think it's doomed to fail. I think people have met through there and they have had long-lasting relationships. But at the end of the day, I don't think I would ever consider it as a place to go to form a long-term relationship with someone.
I'm speaking from experience here. I met somebody on Grindr and I had a 3-year relationship with them, but it was doomed to fail because it always got in the fucking way.
Yeah.
Always got in the way, because I knew what that filthy bastard was like from the beginning. I knew exactly what he was into. I knew exactly what he was looking for. And especially when they get these weird names like Dom Top 4 Now, and you go on a date with that person, you think, oh, how many other people did you contact? Because you was a Dom Top and you wanted sex right now. I know I'm sweating. I can see you looking at my brow. And I think that just gets in the way.
Yeah.
That just really gets in the way, and I don't want to form a relationship with Dom Top 4 Now, or Sub Bottom 4 Right Now, or Cam Wank, or whatever it is.
I think that's the thing. Grindr is and always has been a place to go when you've got the horn and you want to...
Oh, do you know what? I fucking hate that phrase. I was once talking to a guy who... I didn't meet him on... Did I meet him on Grindr? I think I did meet him on Grindr, but then we added each other on Snapchat and we ended up just mates. But he always used to say, oh, I've got the horn, I've got the major horn. And I'm like, girl, come on, that really repulses me. That's a fucking horrible phrase. Just say I'm horny.
Yeah.
I hate the phrase got the horn, right? Just as a sidebar, anybody that ever tries to hook up with me and says, oh, I've really got the horn today, just know you're never ever going to hook up with me. Sound effect of the wine there.
Okay. I think it's just, if you're people go there because they're horny, you can meet someone and fine, maybe you make a connection, but it's for hornbags.
Well, I never trust anyone that goes to Grindr and just says looking for dates, because I'm like, why are you looking on Grindr then?
Yeah.
Why are you looking on Grindr then? If you're just looking for dates, why are you on this website looking for it?
Because there's a multitude of dating apps which have accessibility for gay men.
And also, I get that you probably want to find someone for a date near you, but Grindr's a location-based app, and surely, it's there just for if you want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to be... Why am I trying to be politically correct here? You want to fuck someone,
Fuck
right?
or get fucked.
Fuck or get fucked. Grindr, fuck or get fucked.
They
should decide.
They should use that because that's what people go there for.
Ugh.
I mean, actually, I don't know where it comes in the timeline of these dating apps. Was it the first? Was it before Tinder? And
I don't know, I'm not that old, I don't remember. Like,
I think Tinder came first, and like I can't remember at the time using Tinder, but I don't know if they had, you know, men seeking men. At least I know that has since become a bit of a hookup app.
One time, I was not looking to hook up, but when I was testing the water and I was on Tinder, and this was before it came out, and I like set my Tinder to looking for men, right? And one of my close friends who's female sent me a screenshot and was like, I've just been sent this, and I was like, I didn't think anyone would see it. Like, I thought, oh, fuck this, so I quickly deleted it, and I spent a long time not bothering. But I don't know it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, Grindr or Tinder? I don't know.
Because you said about it being location based. Tinder is location based as well.
Most dating apps are.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I remember Tinder having is that because you connected it through your Facebook, it would sometimes connect you to maybe not your direct friends, but your friends of friends.
Oh, I never ever connected any of the dating apps by my social media. Nope, I don't think so.
I think I did with Tinder when I first used it for the very first time, and suddenly getting these people, I was like, ugh, I would not even want to talk to them, let alone go out and spend a couple of hours with them alone.
Why were you being so picky all of a sudden? You should not be picky. You're one of those people where they swipe the wrong way by accident.
I have done once or twice, but not on purpose.
I mean, I've done it lots of times by accident. Mind you. One time I swiped the wrong way, ended up in a relationship with them. Didn't have the heart to say no.
The reason I don't do that anymore is because I once matched with a very senior director in my company.
Oh, you said this on a couple of podcasts.
Yeah, and I was really attracted to him, and that was not a mistake. But the very fact that they matched with me, I got absolutely terrified. And I deleted the whole app afterwards.
Oh, one time. This isn't Grindr, but this was Hinge, right? We'll come on to those apps in a minute. But Hinge, there was somebody from my work, obviously because it is location based, right? And I tapped the heart on Hinge, right, which tells you, because you get notifications.
Oh, yes.
And then he was in the bar, and I saw him pick his phone out, and I thought, oh god, he's seen it. Did he fucking like me back? No, he didn't. How fucking embarrassing was that? How embarrassing was that, right? And what made that worse was we had to do like these meetings together going forward, and I was always like, oh, I liked you on a dating app and you never liked me back. Fucking bastard. I was so embarrassed.
Well, this is the thing, you kind of forget with these apps, and people may be a bit more clued up now. I'm certainly more clued up now, but you never turn it on or access it anywhere near your workplace.
Well, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be on those sort of apps at work anyway.
No, exactly.
Well, no, I suppose things like Hinge and stuff's fine, but if you're on Grindr in work, you've got a fucking problem. Do you know what I mean? You got fucking... One time when I was working years ago in this other company, I was on Grindr. I just sat there and said, if you're on Grindr in your workplace... Blah, blah. But anyway, I was once, many years ago, and it was a former colleague, so I don't work for this company anymore, but I saw, obviously we saw each other, and he said to me, oh, do you want to go upstairs into the toilets on the second level and, meet in the disabled toilet? I'm like, firstly, no, and secondly, I'm not fucking doing that in my workplace. You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely... I was, mortified, and then I thought, it's awkward now, because... Obviously, it didn't happen, and also I didn't find him attractive. He was, just not my type, super weird. But then I had to see him all the time around the office, and I thought, it's weird now. You've made it weird now. So, yeah, that was my lesson, not to use those sort of apps while you're at work, because you're doomed to fail.
It's bad enough having a relationship with someone you just meet at work and it ends, right?
Well, I'm living fucking proof of that.
I mean, everyone's got those experiences where even without the apps, you've gone out with someone you just met at work, you fancied, you went out on a few dates, and whatever happened, but you get that awkwardness regardless. But if you met them in Grindr in the toilets on the second floor, God help you.
Oh, God, no, fuck that. No, I'm there to do my work. I'm not there to fucking so have you. Do you know what I mean? If I want to do that, then I can do that in my lunch break with somebody else, not you in the office.
Round the corner.
Not fucking Steve from Humanities. Not Jill from Humanities.
Jill from Humanities.
We love Jill. It's been back Jill in a while, actually.
She's back.
Slag.
Old Slapper's back.
Jill, the old slag's returned. But anyway, are they what they cracked up to be, these apps, though? Do you think you're better off finding somebody... Well, I suppose in the gay world it's hard. Well, is it hard? Are you more likely to form a successful relationship with someone outside of the app world, or do you think that it doesn't really make a difference?
I think it's the same for gay and straight relationships, because nowadays, on both sides, everyone does it online or through apps.
But let's focus on the gays.
But I think the gay world, I mean, maybe it is a bit easier in the gay world to form them outside of the apps, you know. There's
what makes you say that, though? Like,
I think there are gay bars aplenty. I mean, they're running out in Soho, but in London, in the big cities of the UK, there's lots of gay bars. They're always really busy, especially the weekends. So if you went there with friends or by yourself, it's quite easy to meet people, get chatting to them. Maybe not necessarily for long-term relationships, but sometimes that can still happen.
But then isn't it just as easy for them people to go out to those gay bars and crews and look for fucks, though? Like, I suppose I challenge that and say, is it not the same?
It is. I think it is the same. At the end of the day, it's the same people who say they're on Grindr for a relationship.
But isn't that the case though? Like, so I suppose on an app you can be completely transparent about what you're looking for. It doesn't have to be Grindr, but like apps in general, like you could specifically set you're looking for just for dates, right? Whereas so you can specifically choose to speak to people that are already looking for dates, so you set or you know their intentions from the beginning, as opposed to a bar where they're not holding signs up to say what they're looking for, so you don't know until you get talking to those people, and by that point you could be talking for 5-10 minutes, realise that they're just looking for a fuck, and then that's it. You've wasted 10 minutes if you're not looking for that.
I think, and this is my opinion, apps and in person, your first willingness to interact with someone is based on their looks. The apps predominantly now are pictures without any of the... You have to go into the app and right, they look nice, let's have a look, see what they... But then that's the same as seeing someone in a bar, going up to them, having a conversation.
Nah, I disagree with that as well, because I think on an app, right, on an app you can airbrush your photo, make you look as pretty as hell, right, and that's lovely, but that's not necessarily what they look like. Same fucking rule applies with bars. I mean, let's face it, they go out to the bar looking like a 10, you go home and fuck them, and the next morning you lift the cover up, and it's like lifting the sheet off a dead body. They're no longer that 10, all their makeup's on the fucking bed covers, and they look like pig.
True.
Again, I bring it back to that, like that Black Mirror episode where he's fucked the pig. It's literally like, fuck me, you didn't look like that not like last night. I'm living proof of this. I always go out like $1 million. I wake up, eyelashes on the fucking bed, foundations all on the bed. I wake up look like a fucking monster.
So that then brings me to say...
Sidebar, I don't look like a monster. I'm joking. I look fabulous, as always. Apart from the pink hair dyes all on the bed.
So that brings me then to say, how is that different between an app where you've airbrushed it or going to a bar and someone's put all their makeup and glam themselves up?
But that's exactly my point, it's not.
They're the same. Yeah, I agree. I think they are the same.
It's like, I don't think, like, in my opinion, you're not going to know any... For me, I think an app is better if you're looking for someone's intentions, but if you're looking on an app, I suppose those intentions are a little bit more clear, as opposed to just going to meet a crowded bunch of gays in a bar. But in terms of looks and stuff, I'm not convinced seeing you at a bar you're any more pretty than if I'm seeing you airbrush on an app. I want to see you the next day without makeup. I want to see you unfiltered. I want to see it all.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know, like, are they what they're cracked up to be? I don't know. I've had good and bad experiences on dating apps. I've had great experiences dating apps. I've also had some fucking horror stories.
Yeah.
And but again, it goes down to what I'm looking for. There have been times on apps where I've only been looking to have sex with people, and there's been times when I've been looking to date people. Like, it much depends on what tickles my fancy on that day, I suppose.
I think I went off using apps for years and years because my experiences was just so mind-numbing, boring, female, and not exclusively, but it was just, I was going through these dates and meeting someone and thinking, God, like, is this the best it's going to get?
Mix some painkillers with my wine. Let me edit that out. That's so irresponsible.
I wish I'd have done that on some of these dates I've been on.
Well, it was you dropping the painkillers into the people's glasses. I'm joking. Well, what about though? So pour me some more wine.
Yeah.
What about, like, I suppose within keeping with the whole gay app thing, we've spoke about Grindr, right? So yeah, Grindr's probably the creme de la creme of gay apps because, let's face it, it's probably one of the most popular.
Yeah.
We was listening to some clips of other podcasts, and one of the other podcasts, sounds bad, I can't remember the name of this podcast now, but it's two other gay guys, but they're not as filthy as we are. And one of them said that Grindr's the Deliveroo of gay sex.
Yeah, I can see that being true.
Means by you order what you want and then within minutes it's arrived, right?
Actually, maybe it's more like Get It, because you don't always get what you've actually ordered.
No, Get It. You always get what you've ordered with Get It. I've never had a Get It order that's not
Uber
wrong.
Eats.
Uber Eats. Yeah, you get the shitty alternative.
It's the Uber Eats of gay dating. That's my opinion.
One time I was talking to some guy on Grindr and he looked stunning, right? And no word of a lie, I turned up to his house and he'd lost about 3 feet and he gained about 6 stone, and I'm like, you look nothing like that unless, like, you cropped yourself and stretched your fucking self. Yeah. You look nothing like that photo. And I'm just thinking, like, how... I understand if you've, like, airbrushed a couple of wrinkles out, right? Or you've lifted a couple of bags out your eyes, right? That's the... But to change your height and to change your physique is taking the fucking piss.
Oh, 100%.
Is taking the absolute piss. And that happens on apps in the straight world and the gay world, I suppose, right? But if you're planning to meet up with someone, I don't understand why you think that's acceptable. Unless you just think, oh, well, bye, he's here now, you know, we might as well just do it. I did. I mean, he wasn't that bad looking, but he wasn't what he said in his photo. I mean, it was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You see, I've done the exact opposite. I went for a hookup and I turned up. It wasn't actually far to where he lived, but he lived in this massive block and I had to go upstairs in a lift. It was mental.
An obstacle course.
Yeah, and I got up to the room. I was like, are they here? No. Yeah, it's me. We've been chatting. He showed me the messages. I was like, no, I'm out. Firstly,
if you had to go and hook up with someone that lived in a tower block, what the fuck is wrong with you? If they sent me their location and it was like, oh, I'm in a flat, I'm like, no. I'm like, firstly, like, if I'm that desperate, I'm like, have you got parking? And they go, no, you can park on the side road. No. If it goes like, I'm living in a flat, I'm like, oh no, don't bother. Is it a council house? If it's a council house, no, I don't think so. Do you own the property? Yes, I own it. Have you got a driveway? Yes, I do. Fine, I'll come then. Firstly, if you, like, kudos to you, because if somebody said to me they lived in a flat and I had to go through a tap, like, through a door, up a block, I'd have lost interest.
Yeah, I was living in...
He said, yeah, you still was knocking on that door. You still went all up them stairs.
I did.
Did it have a lift?
They did, but I had to walk up 2 sets of stairs to get to the lift. It was ridiculous.
That sounds... Was this East London by any chance?
It was, Whitechapel.
God.
I've learned. I was young and naive.
That's disgusting. And catching me going up no fucking flights of stairs. But yeah. Alright, so I digress. So I suppose we spoke about Grindr. Yeah, Grindr is the one that everyone uses for, let's say, all sorts, but we really know it is for gay sex, right? But there's loads of those apps though, isn't there? You've got Grindr, you've got Hornet, you've got Chappy, you've got Scruff, you've got, like, there's loads, right?
So Chappy did exist. I did use that. They no longer exist in the UK because they formed they got bought by Bumble. So then everyone used Bumble. But
how do you know so much about all this, you weirdo?
Because I weirdly was on Chappy. I met someone on Chappy who was part of the company, and he told me that they'd just been bought by Bumble. Anyway.
Bullshit. That's all I've got to say. Bullshit. Anyway, I've not... But, well, you rudely interrupted what I was about to say. But anyway, my point is, those apps are all targeted to specific gays, right? So Scruff, I suppose, is targeted towards the bears and the cubs. I suppose Hornet's a little bit more well-rounded, but Chappy, I don't know what Chappy is. Like, I've never used any of these apps. But apart from Grindr and Hornet, I've never used any other gay app. So my question is, in your opinion, are specific apps targeting specific tribes and gays? I.e., Scruff is more the rugged, berry cub type of guys, is Grindr a platform for certain gays, or is it literally a free-for-all?
I think...
And other apps?
I think there are some which are specific. I've never used Scruff, but I think I would recognise it as being for, like, bears, cubs, like people into like more rugged, dare I say, hairier men.
I've never used Scruff, but I know the target audience, what they like, what they look like, their hair colour, their chest hair. Sound like you know a little bit too much about those scruffy guys.
In research, first of all, in researching this podcast, yes, I do some research sometimes. I'm sure I saw a YouTube video where someone mentioned a app called Growler. Now
that sounds like a hairy fanny.
That's what I mean. If there was an app called Growler in the UK, it would not be open to me as far as I was concerned. I would not go near a app called Growler.
If I saw a Growler, it wouldn't be open to me. That sounds repulsive. If you sure Growler is a gay app?
I think it's US based then. I think it must be US based, but again, that is but they also mentioned Scruff, so I was like, how is Scruff different from Growler when they're both targeting that kind of...
You know what I love about this, right? Because you can't pronounce your R's properly. And nearly every app, Grindr, Growler, Scruff. Kudos to the people that did these apps. You and Jonathan Ross, imagine you two are talking about gay apps. Oh, God, Growler, though. Growler just reminds me of an angry flange.
Well, yeah, that's what it means to me as well.
Show me your Growler.
Yeah, disgusting.
God.
Disgusting. But going back to your question, I think we can all safely admit that Grindr is a free-for-all. Scruff, I would guess, is aimed at the rugged, hairy market.
I thought Chappie, so maybe this is me being naive, but I thought Chappie was for bears and cubs as well.
So Chappie was, I think, an early thing that then, as I said, merged into... Bumble bought them and they got rid of the app in the UK. I think it still exists in the US, I think. Chappie was aimed at just the gay community. I think it was a bit more of a legitimate dating app. So it was genuinely designed for people who wanted to build relationships. Whether that ended up being the case, and maybe that's why they closed it down, because it wasn't happening and all the horny boys who weren't getting any dates on Grindr went to Chappie. I don't know. I don't think there is a gay only app.
I don't know though, but I think that's true to gay or straight. I don't think there is an app designed just for dating, because you're always going to get people on there that just want to meet up with you just to fuck or have sex. I think you're never going to find that in the straight world or the gay world where there's specific apps just for that.
That's true, yeah. I would probably agree with you. I would agree with you.
Well, keeping with that, I suppose we found some, you found actually, not me, some funny videos, which I think, some audio, we'll play them, but that kind of like sums up what we're talking about a little bit. So I like this one because this one was if Grindr was a toxic relationship, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So let's play that, because I think this one's quite funny, because I think it does sum it up perfectly. And if Grindr was a toxic relationship, this is what it would sound like. So let's play it.
It's time to let you go.
Oh yeah?
Your interface is outdated, you crash all the time, and all of your useful features are hidden behind a really expensive paywall. Oh, that reminds me, you owe me $19.99 for extra. Have you thought about going unlimited?
Enough!
We're over.
You can't live without me.
I'll use other apps.
Oh, like what?
I don't know, Scruff, or Jacked, or Hornet, or Bumble, or Tinder. Don't kid yourself. You'll always come back to me. Don't you want to see if Hung Top 6'9" responded? That's what I thought. Stupid homo.
Don't you want to see if Hum Top 69 has responded? So fucking true, isn't it?
Was he related to Dom Top 69 that you met?
Probably the same person. Probably the same person.
He got shadow banned.
Dom Top and Hung Top, they're from the same fucking family, aren't they?
They're probably husband and their husbands.
Husband and husband, yeah. They're probably cheating on each other. Let's face it, that's what everyone on Grindr fucking does.
Yeah.
True though.
That nailed it for me. It's so true. And also, we don't think we've ever really talked about this. The sound of a notification on Grindr is so, in the gay world, universally recognised.
But you know what though? It's fucking similar. If you've ever done a WhatsApp audio call and then you cut the call off on WhatsApp goes and I'm like,
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it does. I remember once I was WhatsApping my boyfriend, audio calling my boyfriend on WhatsApp, and I cut the phone off, and I thought his phone it was still playing, and I was convinced that I heard the grind noise, so I phoned him back. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What?" I said, "I know what you're up to." And he goes, "What?" And I was like, "I've just heard the grinder noise." And he was like, "What are you fucking talking about?" And the same when I realised and I cut the phone off again, I heard it again. But yeah, if you cut a WhatsApp call off, it sounds just like the grinder noise. You've got to be careful.
I don't really use WhatsApp call.
Well, you know how grinder goes, brrr,
Yeah.
This one goes, brrr. It's like an inverted version, but it sounds very similar.
Interesting.
Yeah, stressed me right out.
So all you gays cheating on your partners, don't WhatsApp call them.
God. Turn your notifications off, gays. Come on, turn your fucking notifications off if you're going to be that fucking stupid. But there was another one that you found which I quite enjoyed as well, and it was another short, wasn't it? It was and this one was funny because it was like if
Grindr was a gay bar.
If Grindr was a gay bar, that was it. And I think it sums up, gay bars in general, but it also just sums up Grindr in general. And I think it was a perfect kind of summary of exactly what this app is for those straight people that don't go onto Grindr and don't know what we're talking about. This sums it up for you. So yeah, let's play this one.
Oh hey, you alright? How's it going? Yeah, I'm alright, man. Yeah. Do you want to fuck? Sorry? I think we should fuck. I don't know. Yeah, I think we should probably fuck. Yeah. Top or bottom? Or versatile, I don't know. Completely respect your wanting to fuck, but do you fancy it? Jesus, you're wasting my time. Why don't we just fuck? Why aren't we fucking? Let's fuck. Sorry, I couldn't help it over here, but did you fancy a fuck? What? Yes, let's do that. Oh, thank fuck, finally, someone with manners. You're right. Do you like water sports?
Do you like water sports? Oh, but that just sums up Grindr perfectly. Hi, yeah, you know.
Oh, hey, yes. So,
I loved it. It was like the other person comes and goes, "Do you want to fuck?" Finally, someone with manners. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go to Grindr for manners.
It's true though. That video is so true. It looks like, do you want, that's exactly what Grindr is.
I do wonder, and yes, I have used Grindr in the UK in the past. I've never used it abroad, and I wonder, is it the same if you went to a country where people are a bit more outgoing and outspoken and not as...
So I've used Grindr lots in America, especially West Hollywood, and I've said this before in the podcast before. West Hollywood gays are much more animated.
Yeah, you don't get the shy, timid boys saying, "Oh, wait."
You don't, but it's the same kettle of fish. You get people that just want to fuck on there. You get people that just want, especially West Hollywood. I mean, it's even worse than it is in London.
Yeah,
but that video there is exactly, in my opinion, what Grindr is. Especially the water sports bit at the end. You're into water sports.
I saw them and I was like, oh my god, yes, all of this. And another reason I don't use Grindr.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean that made me laugh, but that's, I think, for me, exactly what fucking Grindr is. But anyway, moving on from Grindr, I kind of searched the internet left, right and centre for just some opinions and some stories from other gays who have been on these kind of apps, whether it be Grindr, whether it be Hornet, Chappy, whatever, Scruff, Bumble, Hinge, whatever, Tinder, you name it, whatever, it doesn't matter which app it is. And I was interested to see if, other gays have had funny or animated stories on apps. And in particular, gay dating apps, right? So we're not talking about meeting someone in a bar and listening to their dating stories, because this is a episode about apps. So I found a collection of stories from people on social media that had experiences with apps, and they're all very short and sweet, but some of them are quite funny, and I thought let's read some of them out and let's see if we can relate.
We're here for that, and hey, we've all got stories from apps.
We've all got stories from apps. I mean, I've probably got, oh god, we could probably do a whole episode on my gay dating stories, but
next episode, maybe.
That's for another episode. So anyway, there's about 5 or 6, and I thought these ones in particular were quite funny. So let's muff dive into those, or rim job into those.
Let's rim it,
and let's rim these stories. Let's molest the stories, as we should say. So the first one's called The Bidder. So this guy said, I once got a message from this guy asking if he could pick my nose for £20. I blocked him after he said he would give me £300 for a toenail. Now, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you?
£300 for a toenail.
£300.
Give it to him.
Do you know, I'd give... Listen.
I'd give him 10.
I'd let him pick my nose for £20. Are you fucking crazy? Are you fucking crazy? £20, you just meet up with me and pick my nose. I haven't got a shag you. You just want to pick my nose? For 20 quid? I'd be like, where are you? Come round. You can do it every fucking week if you want. You know, I can meet you a couple of nights this week if you want to give me £20 each time you want to pick my nose. What is wrong with this man? I mean,
he's missing out on a really good side hustle. Really easy side hustle.
Imagine, like, that would pay for, a glass of wine somewhere. And I'd be like, cheers to the guy that gives me £20 to pick my nose. God, you'd love getting a cold, wouldn't you? You'd phone him up and be like, I've got some business for you this week. I'm feeling quite unwell. You want to come round? You'll clean up. Fucking hell.
This actually makes me think of I don't know if it's actually an app or maybe it's more of a website. OnlyFans. Sure, that guy.
Hold on. Are you really trying to act on this podcast like you're that naive to what OnlyFans?
Well, no.
I don't know whether it's an app or a website. It's called OnlyFans. Shut the fuck up.
But do they have an app? Do they have an app?
I don't know. I'm not on OnlyFans. But I'm not pretending that I don't know what it is.
I know what it is, but I'm asking: is it an app or just a website?
Okay, let's just. In the edit, I'm going to replay what you just said. You made it sound like you didn't know what the fuck it was.
I don't know if it's actually an app or maybe it's more of a website. OnlyFans. I know OnlyFans as being something that people go to send you messages. Say, I'd really like you to send me your underwear. I'd really like to send me one of your bogies on a piece of paper.
Sounds like you know a little bit too much about OnlyFans. I don't know. But anyway.
I wish I'd never bought out.
The next one, which is called the musical ejaculation. So this one's a Grindr-based one. So this guy says, I met up with a random Grindr guy at his house. He had dolls in glass cases all over the house, including his bedroom. After leading me to the bedroom, he spent 30 minutes making a playlist for us to have sex to. The music was the best part of the sex. I ejaculated to MMMBop by Hanson. That's a bit predatory. I hope it's adult Hanson and not kid Hanson.
Oh, that new acoustic version is very good.
God, imagine ejaculating to MMMBop though.
Would you have to do? Yeah. Would you have to do it in rhythm?
Would you literally do it to MMMBop?
Boo it up, babu!
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple
That
ejaculation
sounds a bit
opportunities.
like you guys need to be put on a list. Firstly, if you've met with a guy and he's got dolls around the house, and secondly, you then ejaculate to MMMBop. And I'm not quite sure what the dolls part of that story was about. Like, if the best part of the sex was ejaculating to MMMBop, why did we need to know about the dolls?
I think it was setting up a creepy environment.
Well, he sounds like he belonged there. Fucking weirdo. Anyway, next one. Next one's it's called The Mummy's Boy. And this one says, I chatted with a dude on a certain app for several weeks before meeting up. I really liked him and we ended up getting a hotel room and sleeping together. We continued texting for a few days when he told me he knew my mum. When I asked my mum if she knew him, she chuckled and said, yeah, that's the guy who I lost my virginity to. Oh my God. So he fucked the mum and then he fucked the guy as well. Now that's weird. That is fucking weird.
That's really weird.
That's creepy as fuck. Like, if that must mean he knew who that guy was.
Also, if he was talking to him for several weeks, that was not Grindr.
Well, that's weird. Like, if he knew his mum, he knew who that young boy was.
100%.
Where do people find these people?
There's some odd people out in this world.
Oh, that's weird. That's so sad. Oh God! The next one's called The Blackout. It's probably saying I wrote on the internet many years ago. So this one says, I had a bad case of man flu. Oh no, maybe it is me. I had a bad case of man flu, but my want of the D was not going to stop me. So naturally, all dosed up on night nurse, I logged on to Grindr. God, this is a Grindr story. Mixed up with alcohol, I blacked out, and when I came round, I was at some guy's house in a Marvel onesie being asked to leave. I didn't see him again, but I had a great selfie with the Uber driver. Imagine getting drunk, drinking a bottle of night nurse, blacking out, waking up at a guy's house in a onesie, and then getting selfie with an Uber driver, that is a fucking night. That sounds like West Hollywood.
Also, and maybe this is me, and I'll admit that it's weird if it's true, if it's just me. A Marvel onesie sounds like a spandex Spider-Man outfit.
No, that sounds like just a weird fantasy of yours.
Okay.
I just imagined like a fluffy Marvel onesie with like, I don't know, Hulk on the back of it.
Okay.
You need to go to therapy.
Every week on a Tuesday.
The next one's called the charitable donation. I went on a date with a guy on an app and he wanted something to eat for lunch, so he made me buy him something. Firstly, big mistake. He picked an incredibly expensive place and didn't share any of it. And when the woman behind the counter asked if I wanted to make a charitable donation, he said yes for me. What an absolute prick.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you are? Firstly, I wouldn't take anyone out if, listen, I was on an app, like, well, it depends again what I'm looking for, but there's no way I'd pay for someone's lunch.
Yeah.
At all.
Not on a first date.
Piss off. Oh, well, more for you.
Yeah.
More for this guy here for fucking, you know,
Yeah.
allowing that. But
To be honest, the charity donation to the charity was not the only charitable thing you did by the sounds of it.
Anyway, next one's called The Trip to Hell. It was my first... God, it's another grind one.
Always with the grinder.
It was my first grind day, and his profile said he was 19, but he turned out to be a married 45-year-old man. He told me to turn away from the bi life because I'd go to hell if I didn't. Well, yeah, firstly, probably would agree with that, but if he said he was 19, but he turned out to be 45, again, more for you for continuing to go and carry on with that, because there's a difference between being I get it if it's like, oh, I'm 35 and he's 41, right? I get that. I mean, I still would have something to say about it, but 19 and 45, I mean, come on. That's more than double the age. Fucking, God, these weirdos.
There's some odd people here.
Anyway, the final one is called The Worst First Date, and this guy says, we met for a coffee and had several awkward silences at a somewhat crowded Starbucks. We ended up on our phones for the last 10 minutes, and I was checking my fantasy football scores while he, unbeknownst to me, was posting a picture of me on his Instagram captioned, his worst first date. I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, he abruptly turned around and said, are we going back to your place to fuck already? Oh my God. If I found out that he wrote the worst first date, I would literally make his life a living hell.
Oh my God.
I would literally hack into his phone and I'd share all his news. Probably threaten to burn his house down as well at the same time.
That's
we're gonna fuck
mental.
already. Well, that just goes to show his intentions, right?
Yeah.
He's literally just looking to fuck.
Yeah. A dirty...
I mean, going to Starbucks, if you like... None of this story makes sense. Like, first you go to Starbucks. Well, I suppose... I don't know.
Well, go for coffee on the first day. We know your attitudes towards that.
Oh, well, yeah. If you listen to this fucking podcast, you'll know that I'm not about that life. Not about coffee dates.
Strike number one.
Strike number one for me. Go to a bar. Awkwardly on your phone. I wouldn't have even entertained it. I'd be like, do you know what? This isn't for me.
Yeah.
Are we going to fuck already? I'd be like, no. Shut the fuck up. That's what you're going to do. God, there are some crazy gays out there.
There certainly are.
Gays out
There certainly are.
Anyway, on that note, I think it's time to download these apps and to test them all out and to see what weirdos we can find. Was that your attempt of a grinder noise?
Yeah.
Sound more like Pingu. Anyway, on that note, let's park this episode and let's download these apps and
Absolutely.
we'll do a little practical.
We'll come back to you next week after Brighton Pride.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll download these apps and we'll test them out at Brighton Pride.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But in the meantime, if you want to find us...
You can log on to TikTok and head over to...
Spotify.
Fucking hell, God, you can't get staff nowadays. On TikTok and head over to...
RBTW Official.
There we go. Let's tell them what the TikTok is. And I would hope they're already on Spotify if they listen to this podcast.
Absolutely.
But
So,
yes,
yeah.
As always, please subscribe to Read Between the Lines on Spotify.
Like and comment as well.
And hit that notification bell so you get notifications on every episode that we post. But yes, head over to Spotify and also TikTok where you can see lots of funny videos of us recording these podcasts. But yeah, here's to another episode done. Here's to, I'll do Grinder, you do Hornet, and then we'll see who's the most successful tonight. And we'll feedback on the next ep.
As long as I'm not going on Growler, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm about to download Growler and find a hairy growler.
Yeah.
So we shall see you on the next one.
Thanks very much.
Laters.
Bye.